Once upon a time, in a tiny village by the sparkling sea, there was a humble fisherman named Carl. Carl lived in a small cozy cottage with his wife Clara. They didn't have much, but they were happy, mostly because Carl loved the sea and Clara enjoyed tending to their little garden. One day, Carl went out to sea just like every other day. The sun was shining, the waves were gently rocking his boat, and seagulls squawked overhead. After hours of casting his net and waiting patiently, something astonishing happened. His net caught something heavy. It was tugging with all its might, and Carl had to use all his strength to reel in his catch. To his amazement, it wasn't a regular fish. It was a talking fish. "Please let me go," pleaded the fish, "for I am no ordinary fish. I am a magical fish, and if you spare my life, I'll grant you one wish." Carl was a kind-hearted man. He didn't want to harm such a magical creature, so he let the fish go back into the deep blue sea. When Carl returned home, he told Clara all about his incredible day and the magical fish. "Oh, Carl," exclaimed Clara, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "We could wish for a cozy little cottage so we wouldn't have to worry about the winter chill." Though Carl hesitated a bit, he agreed. The next day, Carl went to the seashore and called out to the magical fish. "Fishy, fishy in the sea, please come and speak with me," he chanted. The fish appeared with a splash. "What do you wish for?" asked the fish. "My wife would like a cozy little cottage instead of our old shack." Carl humbly replied, "It shall be as she wishes," said the fish before disappearing under the waves. To Carl and Clara's astonishment, when Carl returned home, their shack had turned into a snug little cottage. It was perfect with pretty flowers at the windows and a warm fire crackling in the hearth. Clara was delighted. But a few days passed, and Clara started thinking, "If the fish could grant us such a lovely cottage, can it not grant something even grander? Why should we stop here?" So she coaxed Carl to speak to the fish once again. Reluctantly, Carl went back to the sea and called the fish with the chant. The fish appeared, and Carl nervously asked, "My wife wishes for a grand castle." "It shall be as she wishes," replied the fish and vanished. Indeed, they now had a castle with tall towers, golden gates, and hundreds of rooms. Carl was amazed, but Clara's eyes were already gleaming with new desires. Days went by, and Clara grew more and more unsatisfied. She wanted to be a queen, then an empress, and finally the ruler of the entire world. Each time, Carl sadly went to the fish, and the fish granted her wishes. But one day, when she asked to be the ruler of the universe, Carl nervously approached the sea. The sky grew dark, and the waves roared when he called the fish. "What does she wish for now?" sighed the fish. "She wants to be the ruler of the sun, moon, and stars," Carl confessed. Worried, the fish looked serious and said, "Her wish has gone too far. Return to your old life, and maybe she will find happiness there." And with that, the waves calmed, but the grand castle vanished. Carl and Clara found themselves back in their old shack by the sea. Clara was sad at first, but she soon realized how much she missed the simple joys of their little home and garden. "I suppose we were happier before all these wishes," Clara admitted, her heart finally content. Carl was glad, and the fisherman and his wife lived peacefully, appreciating the little wonders of their life by the sparkling sea. They learned to treasure what they already had, knowing that happiness doesn't always come from wishes but from the heart. The end. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe our channel for more fairy tale stories.